Millions of people around the world take a pill every night just to fall asleep. Doctors prescribe them, and pharmacies sell millions of bottles every year. For many people, these pills feel like a simple solution to a frustrating problem. After a long day of stress and exhaustion, all they want is a good night's sleep. So they take a tablet, lie down in bed, and hope sleep will finally come. But what if the pill that helps you fall asleep is also affecting your brain, your memory, and your body in ways most people never think about? What if the solution people trust every night has a hidden side that few truly understand? Tonight, we are going to uncover the truth about sleeping pills and why millions of people still depend on them every single night. Sleep problems are becoming more common than ever before. Around the world, millions of people struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep through the night. Modern life has changed the way we sleep. Stress from work, financial pressure, and constant responsibilities can keep the mind racing long after the lights are turned off. On top of that, smartphones, bright screens, and late-night scrolling expose our brains to artificial light that confuses our natural sleep rhythm. Many people also work late hours or night shifts, which disrupts the body's internal clock. Anxiety and daily worries make it even harder for the brain to relax. Because of all these factors, sleep has become one of the biggest health challenges of modern life. In search of relief, many people turn to sleeping pills. These medications promise a quick and simple solution to sleepless nights. For someone who has been lying awake for hours, the idea of a small pill that can bring sleep feels almost like a miracle. After taking the tablet, the body begins to relax, and the mind slows down. Within a short time, sleep finally arrives. For many people, this experience creates a powerful sense of relief. It feels like the problem has been solved. But while the pill may seem like an easy answer, the real story behind sleeping pills is far more complex than most people realize. Most people believe sleeping pills simply turn on sleep, like flipping a light switch. But the truth is more complicated. Sleeping pills do not create natural sleep. Instead, most of them slow down the brain. They affect chemicals in the nervous system that control relaxation and alertness. These medicines increase calming signals inside the brain, making the mind feel quiet and heavy. As a result, it becomes easier to fall asleep. For someone who has been staring at the ceiling for hours, this effect can feel like a miracle. Within a short time, the body relaxes and the mind finally shuts down. But the sleep created by medication is not always the same as natural sleep. During normal sleep, the brain moves through several important stages. These stages help restore memory, repair the body, and regulate emotions. Some sleeping pills can change these natural cycles. Deep sleep may become shorter, and the brain may not fully experience the same restorative process. Over time, the brain can also begin to rely on the medication to trigger sleep. What started as occasional help can slowly become something the brain feels it needs every night. If sleeping pills have these concerns, many people wonder why doctors still prescribe them. The answer is that these medications can still be helpful in certain situations. Doctors often prescribe sleeping pills for short-term insomnia, especially during difficult periods of life. There are moments when sleep suddenly becomes impossible. A person might be dealing with intense stress at work, the loss of a loved one, a serious illness, or even the effects of long-distance travel and jet lag. During these times, the brain becomes overstimulated, and the body struggles to rest. In these situations, a short course of medication can help break the cycle of sleepless nights. The goal is not long-term dependence, but temporary support while the body resets its natural sleep rhythm. For many patients, this short-term use can be helpful and safe when supervised by a doctor. The problem begins when a temporary solution slowly becomes a long-term habit. A prescription that was meant for a few weeks sometimes turns into months or even years of use. And today, millions of people find themselves taking sleeping pills far longer than originally intended. For years, sleeping pills were widely seen as a simple and harmless solution for insomnia. But in recent decades, researchers have started looking more closely at their long-term effects. Many studies have raised concerns about what can happen when these medications are used for extended periods. One of the most common issues reported is memory problems. Some people notice difficulty concentrating or remembering small details during the day. Others experience persistent fatigue even after a full night in bed. Another concern is dizziness and balance problems. Because these medications slow the brain, they can sometimes affect coordination and alertness, especially in older adults. This increases the risk of falls and injuries during the night or early morning. Over time, the body can also begin to rely on the medication to fall asleep, leading to dependence. Some researchers have even explored possible links between long-term use and cognitive decline later in life. This does not mean everyone who takes sleeping pills will experience these problems, but the growing evidence has made many doctors more cautious about prolonged use. If these risks exist, an obvious question appears. Why do millions of people continue taking sleeping pills every night? The answer lies in the powerful relief they provide. Anyone who has experienced severe insomnia knows how exhausting it can be. Nights feel endless. The mind refuses to slow down. Hours pass while the body stays wide awake. After several nights like this, people begin to feel desperate for rest. When a sleeping pill finally works, the relief can feel almost life-changing. For the first time in days or weeks, the person sleeps through the night. They wake up feeling more rested and capable of facing the day. That experience creates a strong psychological connection between the pill and the comfort of sleep. Over time, fear of another sleepless night can start to grow. People begin to believe they cannot sleep without the medication. Gradually, the pill becomes part of the nightly routine, just like brushing teeth or turning off the lights. What started as a temporary solution slowly becomes a permanent habit. As weeks or months pass, the body can begin to adapt to sleeping pills. This process is known as tolerance. At first, a small dose may work quickly and effectively, but over time, the same dose may not produce the same effect. The brain becomes used to the medication and responds less strongly to it. When this happens, some people feel tempted to increase the dose in order to get the same result. Others continue taking the same amount, but notice that sleep becomes lighter or shorter. In some cases, people try to stop the medication and suddenly discover they cannot sleep at all without it. This is known as rebound insomnia. The brain has adjusted to relying on the drug, and when it disappears, sleep becomes even more difficult than before. This creates a cycle that can be hard to break. The person takes the pill to sleep, but the longer they take it, the harder it becomes to stop. What began as a short-term aid can slowly turn into a dependency that lasts for years. Because of these concerns, many sleep experts are encouraging a different approach to treating insomnia. Instead of relying only on medication, specialists now focus on improving natural sleep habits. The goal is to help the body restore its own internal sleep rhythm. One of the most important recommendations is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day helps train the brain to expect sleep at certain hours. Experts also emphasize reducing screen exposure before bedtime. The blue light from phones, tablets, and televisions can confuse the brain and delay the release of natural sleep hormones. Managing stress is another key factor. Relaxation techniques, light exercise, and mindfulness practices can help calm the mind before bed. Improving the sleep environment also makes a difference. A dark, quiet, and comfortable bedroom helps signal to the body that it is time to rest. These steps may sound simple, but for many people they can significantly improve sleep quality without relying on medication. It is important to understand that sleeping pills are not always dangerous or unnecessary. In certain situations, they can provide valuable short-term relief for people suffering from severe insomnia. When used carefully and under medical supervision, they may help someone recover from a temporary sleep crisis. However, they were never designed to be a permanent nightly solution. The human body has its own complex sleep system that works best when it operates naturally. The key message is balance and awareness. People should understand both the benefits and the potential risks of long-term use. Knowing how these medications affect the brain allows individuals to make informed decisions about their health. Instead of seeing sleeping pills as the only solution, it is important to explore other ways to support healthy sleep. Lifestyle changes, stress management, and better sleep habits can often provide lasting improvement. The goal is not simply to fall asleep faster, but to restore the natural sleep that the body truly needs. Sleep is one of the most powerful systems in the human body. During sleep, the brain processes memories, repairs cells, and resets emotional balance. Without proper rest, every part of life becomes more difficult. That is why the promise of a quick solution like a sleeping pill can feel so tempting. In moments of exhaustion, the fastest answer often seems like the best one. But health decisions are rarely that simple. Sometimes the solution that works in the short term may create challenges in the long term. Understanding how sleeping pills affect the brain allows people to think more carefully about their choices. The next time someone reaches for a sleeping pill before bed, it may be worth pausing for a moment and asking an important question. Is this helping my body restore natural sleep, or is my brain slowly becoming dependent on it? If you found this information helpful and want to learn more about the truth behind common medications and health topics, consider subscribing for more evidence-based videos.